Hi friends, my name is Jorge Luis Herrera. I am systems engineer, and this time I'm going to teach you the Excel for enterprises basic level. Not as basic as you might be thinking. We're going to develop Excel more advanced as normal that is usually taught in an academy or institute or even a university, because this course is more addressed so that you can work with the tools, with practices, or with tasks that are seen on a daily basis at work, or maybe when you are studying daily, or maybe with activities that you perform day by day. So first, what we're going to do is to start with the introduction. What is Excel? What is the work area? How is this composed? We were going to talk about versions, updates, and everything that includes the program of Excel that belongs to Microsoft or together with the suite. So first, let's talk about the versions of Excel. And in the market, nowadays we have the version 365 that exists for many years, and the other versions at the same level, we have the 2019, the 2016, the 2013, the 2010, and the previous one is 2007, 2003, and other versions that are older. So nowadays on the market we are using these other ones. The 2010 is out of time, and we are managing now these previous ones. The 365 version exists in 2019, also in 2016, and also in 2013. Now, similar versions to this start from 2013 downwards. So for very soon, we will have the next version for 2021. And then we will speak later about each case. But this one is that exists on the market now. If you are working with these other versions, you are out of the time. You need to work with more recent versions. 2019 is the most recent one, then comes before that these versions. In the market we usually work with this. Maybe sometimes you will see this year's version, but these are older. And the difference is that you have more tools, more features, and a fastest workflow with which enables you to work with bigger data. So I'm going to delete this one. Now I'm working with the Suite 365, and I will explain you later about that. And so I'll close it and ask me if I want to delete it. Now you will see here I have an icon that has direct access. So click on it, then just go directly to Excel and see it shows blank document. And the other options could be right click button and open it, and here I have the application and I get into Excel again. I now have another workbook again. And now let's talk about this training and how it will be performed. You are going to receive the material. Here it is. And each one has 15 exercises that are numbered, as you can see it. And within each of these, you will see these topics. First, we have the functions, how to use the F4, that is a very famous Excel cell, how to fix, how to freeze cells, how to use the percentage. It's very important in exercise 3, and also how to use the product sum function. We're going to work also with automatic filter. Another tool that is very important is the subtotal in exercise 6, and in exercise 7 we're going to work with different graphics. Also we're going to work with the design of templates, how to use it, how to use the colors, fonts, borders, and to combine cells, merge cells, everything related to design of templates. And also we're going to print documents or pages You can manage a big document, how to center the lines, the margins, the numbers, to add headings and footnotes, everything related to the page. And the other, on item 10, we are going to develop the date. I want to work with text also, or the math and trick functions, the statistical functions, and also the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions that is very, very used in Excel. And finally, we're going to see the strongest part, that is the if function, altogether with and or functions with standard forms. This is a logic one. So all these exercises are going to be developed this way. Then you have also a resource folder here, and here you will find two images images are going to be used when it comes to printing on item 9, and here we're going to use these ones. You're going to strengthen each of these topics. I will explain you later how. So as a summary, all this is what we are going to cover on this course. Now we're going to work about the work area. How is our design composed? So you can be more familiar with that. And you can also develop it in a better way. And so let's start from here. In the upper part, I have these options, which many call menu, but this is not a menu. This is the ribbon or tabs. First start, we have here home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and help. All these are known as options ribbon. The first one that it says file, this one is a menu. A menu allows you to see more options, as you can see on the left side, and mainly the options part. But to get back, just click on this arrow to the left and just get back to Excel. Then we continue with the next part, or just the same, but just to show you some basic things. So this one, as I said, is the ribbon. Sometimes it hides, sometimes it appears. Well, maybe you will see. If I double click on home here, you see this hides in the upper part. If we double click again, it shows up again. What is this used for? When we have very big document, we can close it, so it gives us more space to see it. But if you click on any of them, it appears back again. If you click on the cells, they disappear. If you have a small screen, it's better to scroll it up so you can have more space for the document. But if you have a bigger screen, just leave it activated. You can also do it here on the right side, where you can hide it, but you cannot show up again. This is not, because this is a formula bar. So just get back again to the tabs, and in data, for example, and the ribbon is activated. And now again, in the upper part, you have this option, this little button that you can see, this icon next to the diamond. I have a diamond here because I'm working with the 365 version. Maybe you don't have it, but maybe you may not have this other button that helps to select each of this one. For instance, the first one, it says auto hide ribbon. I click on it and it just hides again. How I manage to get back again and choose the last one. Now let's see the second option. It says show tabs. It here shows me only the tabs, or just the tabs, and it shows me again the whole bar, so I can see the ribbon to hide it and show. Then it goes back to see the formula bar, this long bar here. You can open it whenever you may consider convenient. Sometimes if the formula is bigger, you can expand it from here, so you just need to open it from the upper part of the letters so you can shrink it again. Just try to keep it always at this size. So the formula bar has this fx, that it means insert function, so it's asking me to insert one of the more of 400 functions that Excel has. So this one is just to apply this check, and with this X I can sell it. So these are inactive because I'm not doing nothing. So in the formula bar, as I said, you can expand it or you can shrink it. And here to the left we have the name box. If I scroll it, you can see it's empty right now. If I click out here, it closes. The name box will always show me the origin where I am located at. For instance, if I'm in A1, it will say I'm A1. If I am in J8, it says I'm in J8. If I select many cells, for instance, and I just drag the mouse, and here, when I release, I have a selection rank. It will always show me the first cell. It won't explain it from H5 to L14, but it will always show me the first one. But in this selection, you will notice the first cell may seem that it's not selected and it's in blank, but it is activated. How do I know? Because it is encountered by the box. So what is this name box useful for? I'm going to see it later on. But for instance, I can select a little group of cells, and in H5 cells, I'm going to delete it, and I just enter data and click on enter. And I'm going to select another one. I go back again and just data, type data 2, and then click on enter to keep it saved. And now if I just click on here, and I can see if I select data, then the rank selected gets back to show me the selected rank. I am recording the names. That's the purpose of this box. Later on you will see how it works. So now I need to delete this name, so I get back to ribbon, open formulas, and just going to click name manager. I select both names from down to up, and just click on delete. I confirm and close. If I go to review, you can see that there's no more data in here. So this is the name box. Then after that, Excel is composed by the work area. As you can see, this always will be cells, but here this chart is just a reference. You can't print it. It helps you to move from one side to another side, just to perform or create a register, a formula. That's what this is used for. So this is a spreadsheet. It is also used as a calculator, mathematics or text. We're going to check it out later. But this work area is composed by columns and rows. The columns are represented by alphabetic letters, but they don't end in the C. If I move towards the right side, then you will see that ends with C and gets back again with A, B, A, C. And we're going to check out how many colors do they have, and then get back again. Also, the rows are represented by the Arabic numbers, but also they have many rows. I'm going to check very quickly. So if you want to run out, you just click on any plus control key and right arrow, and you will see that this column is the 16,384 column. And if I want to move downwards, I go directly to the 1,048,576 rows. So the control key and the arrows allows me to move from one side to another side. If you need to browse different parts, you can do it with Control plus the arrows of the keyboard. So this is a subword. This is just the sheet number 1. If I click on this plus sign, you can see you have the second sheet, and also has is 60,384 columns all together with the million of rows. But it would also be the same with the third sheet. So as I told you, each of these is a word. Obviously, when we're going to work with too much information, it will become a little slow because of the amount of information that you are managing here when we are managing big data. So this is what we call sheets. You can change their name also, and we will look after that. So the formula bar is very, very important. For instance, I'm going to enter here. I type 2, so it appears also up, then click enter, and then I enter again number 4. I want to multiply them, so I just click on the equal sign, select the 2, and just enter here. So you see that everything that I did here was replying on the formula bar. It's not only for formulas, but also for data. For instance, if I type here a word like number, you see that in the formula bar it will appear again. So that's the purpose of formula bar. So we're going to delete it. Now let's continue. At the bottom, you see we have the sheets. Also, we have the moving bar. The transfer bar, it also helps to move downwards, upwards, from left to right. And here at the left side, you have one button that it says ready, and another one that in this icon that it says macros. But this small bar is status bar. It's very important because it has information. And also we have here 3 little icons. The first one is a normal design, but it's a normal work area. And the second one, it means page layout. And it allows you to see how your work is going to be divided into pages. If you want to set up A4, A3, or a letter format, then it will show you how it will be distributed. And finally, here we have the third one, that it says page break. And here right now you're not going to see nothing because we haven't worked yet any document. But when we'll have information, it will be filled and you will see the final result of this view. So just get back to the normal, click on the first one. This plus and minus sign is just to make it zoom closer. You see the closer cells, and with the minus, it just goes far. It's just to zoom the document, but by now I'm going to leave it at the 100%. So let's continue with. Now in the upper part, here up, this small bar that you see here up, where is the save button, and also here I have the undo and redo. In my case, I have an autosave option that is off. Why do I have it here? Because in my version 3.6.5, all documents that I can develop here in this site are automatically saved in the cloud. That's the advantage of having 3.6.5 version. If you are working with the other versions, you don't have this option unless you have the Pro version. But with 3.6.5 is automatically saved. You have 1 terabyte room for the cloud if you buy the license. We will talk about it later. But this small bar that is quick access toolbar, I can indicate that it show up below in the ribbon, and just click on here and I have it here. When you can see here that there are colors and some icons, I click up again and ask show up, and then it just doesn't have any colors. So it depends on the comfortability that you want. You could leave it up or you can leave it down. And so we can also set up the icons that we would like to work with. So all of this is the work area of Excel. Just one advice. The number of columns that I have. How do I know that I have these 16,000 and more columns that I have? But if I would like to know how can I change these columns that are represented by the alphabet, so how can I number them? I can do it this way. I go to File, Open Options, and here in Options go to Formulas. And in Formulas there is a box here that is not activated, that is R1C1. So you just temporarily click on and said OK and ready. You can see there are no more letters, so it's just only numbers. So if you want to browse, just press Ctrl with the right arrow, and then you see the final column. But also sheet 2 and sheet 3 have the same numbers. But if you go there, you can see they all are numbered. But if I want to get back to work with alphabet, I get back to File, Options, Formulas, and turn it off. So this could be a reference for us to let us know who is who, which one is this. So it just located to me that I'm on each kind of cell. So then should be with the alphabet numbered. Well, I get to keep it here. So we're going to develop this kind of work because this is a calculation. This area also, it's also can be removed. I'm referring to these reference cells. Remember that it's just a reference. What does this mean? That when you are going to print it, you are not going to see them. How can I prove that? I go to File, Print, and I can see that there's nothing, no lines. So let's type something like data, and here some numbers randomly. Okay. So if I open now File, Print, and here you can see there is a document, there is the page in blank, but you can notice that there are no lines because the lines are just reference. So if I want them to highlight and I to see them, so I'm going to up within the Home option in this tab in Borders, and then I just activate all borders. And here I have all the borders lightened and underlined, so they are notorious. So another way to go to print without making all this root, just Control and P keys, and then you can see that they are located in the printing page. So just get back with this escape. And here what we can do is that if you don't want to see these reference lines, let's go to View, and here there is an option that is Grid Lines, and here you don't see those lines. But as an advice, it's better to use it just you can take it out when you have completed working on a spreadsheet. But right now I'm going to activate it then again with the View tab. And now again, let's continue. In the upper part, we're going to add more icons here. We'll just click on this arrow so we can go to the ribbon to move it up or down. And here we're going to add some more icons because you can add the most frequently used by you. So let's go to More Commands, this option, and here we will have this big window, and here it says quick access toolbar, and these options, and here this right now these are activated: autosave, save, undo, and redo. Can I add some more icons? Yes, of course. So I am going to select each of them. So these are all the commands that we have on Excel. So we're going to add the most important. For example, I usually work with a new document, so I find a new one, I add it, and here I have it. Another icon that is very important is printing. So I look for that icon. So I choose this one and I choose add. Another icon also that is quite important, if you consider that you use it very frequently, you can add Autosum. I'm going to look for another icon. Here, open. I'm going to select it and add it. So here, can we order it? Yes, of course. And here we can place it in the order as you would like to. So I can place it in between new file. So just accept and say okay. Now you can notice that these icons that you added, that just place it right there. So if I just added in this small diskette for saving, I have a new open, so it's open, and if I want to, I can press here this prior line to work, and this is Autosum. If I wanted to make an addition of all this, and just click on this cell and click on Autosum, and then the Autosum option is activated. That's why I'm using it. So I can place the icons that you may consider convenient, that you usually use. And so as long as you are going to develop the course, you're going to notice which one will be most needed for you in the quick access toolbar. Another thing that you can notice that when you press Ctrl P key here, it indicates me the page break, and here also I see another one. If we scroll down, then you can see the horizontal dotted line, and downwards also. It means that the document has been divided in pages. So if I click on here, the design of the page layout, you can see that there is no content. So now you can see that it shows me the content. So as long as I enter more information, it will grow more. And so now it indicates that we are on page 1. So let's get back to the original design. And now let's move to sheet 2. In this one, there's nothing indicated. Why? Because I haven't worked and entered nothing yet. On view, in this tab of view, you will find some options. The grid lines, view grid lines, I can activate it again to take the lines off, but I have also this option of formula. Sometimes it disappears. It's because you take it out in this way, or maybe someone else did it and didn't put it back. So you need to click it again to have it activated. And also these options that it says headings, hide, and here you can hide all the headings, so no letters and no Arabic numbers. You need to activate it because it's very important. These 3 options are very important and must be activated all the time. And now let's work with columns and rows. Columns and rows have their preset size, but you can change it. For example, if I want to expand the column H, I can do it. So just click here, you can see arrow with 4 corners, and it's activated. Can I do the same for many at the same time? Yes, of course. Just select it, select from the beginning, from I to L, and then you just place in any of them between the J or K, you see the cross, and you can expand it by dragging it. And all together at the same time are expanded. And you can do the same thing again. So just select which one, yes, each one, and shrink it. And you can see them reduce it. And also the rows have the same way of work. For instance, if I place in the number 4 or between 4 and 5, and just expand it. And if I want to select a serial of rows, then at the same time they can be expanded. To select the whole area of work, just go directly in this upper part, the left upper part, in between number 1 and between letter A. Just click on it, and all the cells can be activated until the 1 million of rows, or up to the column 16,000. But also what you can do is add colors. So here you have right button of the mouse, and it says in this button this is 8.11, but I want to ask for a 25, and then automatically it expands to that size. The same happens with the rows. I determine the rows height, and I demand a 45 height, and then you can see it. If I wanted to give it back the same way as it was before, just right bottom, and then I specified a 25, and here all of them have a 25. Again, column width, and here I set it up on 15, and now again column width I would determine in 8th. So all of them are the same. So that would be for rows, or maybe just right button of the mouse, and then just add 11, and here you have it. And you can see maybe it's different, so I just search for the standard and previous one, and just I see that it has 14.4, and then I determine 14.4, and then you get back to the standard size. Same width of columns and rows. That's the way we can work with this size. The name of the sheets also can be changed. So if I double click here, or right click button in this tab, and I rename it, and just click on it, and I enter data 1 and enter. On the other one, again, I repeat again, rename, and I said again data, but this time number 2. Another another fast way, it would be double click, and you have data 3. You can also change the colors. Sometimes it's important to have the sheets of different color. For instance, this one I can change color, and I'm going to select a green one. So now it's noticeable. So right click button again, and color red, and I can change it here into red, into yellow. So I can change these sheets. So if you want to delete one, you can do this. Just again, right click button, you go delete, or you can move it. You can move, drag it to the left or to the right. So you can see there is a small arrow. It's because I'm just moving from one side to other side. So just click with the main button, and you drag it to the left or drag it to the right. If you want to copy the whole content, and I want another one very similar, I go to right button of the mouse, and then there goes this window, and it asks me which one do you want to copy. So I click on here, create a copy, and then it generates a very similar data sheet again. Another way to do it is just select the sheet, This is data 1. I control key, press there, and just move it from one side to another one. Then just release the mouse and then the control key. Again, select the sheet that you want to copy, any of them. This press at the same time the control key, and with the mouse you do click on it, and when it appears the arrow, you can release the copy and place it whenever you would like to have it. Then I just release the mouse and then finally the control key. This is the fastest way. If I want to delete it, it asks me why. Yeah, I do it yes. It asks me again if I want to delete it, and I want to delete this one also, and I said yes. So this way you are deleting each of these sheets. And so here this is to work with the sheets, rename them, delete them, move them, or make a copy of each of them. In the ribbon, you can have it in here if you're still learning Excel and you have only these options activated from home and up to help. Then you can have also the programmer tab, but I'm going to teach you how to insert in those tabs. But here you can get here to the arrow, and you choose more commands, and here in these options, quick access toolbar, then go to customize ribbon. Here customize. So here you can see that you have the same options that is in the upper part are activated here, are listed here. Maybe there are some extra more that you can see, but these are there's another one here that it says developer. Then you activate it, some macros, and you can notice that it appears now, developer. And everything that is said, this is macros. And macros, we're going to see it in the advanced part, at the advanced level of Excel for Business. And there are other tabs that can be activated. Some of them will have to be activated in the options area. But so far we have activated the upper part in this small icon. We activated more commands, and we activated the customize ribbon, this only option that it says developer. So now what I'm going to do is just to take out developer, because we are not to talk about that right now, and just go to ribbon and options and take it out. Now it's going to see a summary of file, and go directly to options, and here it shows me a dialog window, very big. This is a window that has many things, advanced, some easier. One of them is the formulas, to activate the formulas, but also have many other options as the general. It has, or it develops in the brief part of Excel. For instance, here you have the user, the kind of the type of font that you are using, and you can change it. But the most important of this one, let's going to see one by one. Here we have formulas to activate or turn it off. And you have also data that is also referred to all the data. You have the profile option, and you can change the language too. And you have the language that is going to be used, then you can use it according to the level, to the language that you would like to use, and you can select it from here. So this is the dictionary that I'm going to use. Also, you can change it downwards. We have another option that is a phase of access, and the most important is the advanced part. We're going to review little by little as long as we go to the course, because there are some that I activated and some turn it off. For instance, and some of them that are really important, yeah, for instance, if that these moving bars are not located here, or maybe the name or the number of the sheets are not located, is because one of them is not activated, and also the name of the sheets or the pages. I'm going to turn them off, and then you can see that this is not activated right now, and you don't see them. When you can see them, you just get back to File, Options, Advanced, and go directly downwards, and you can verify if these are activated or not. Show the options of workbook. But here I activate one, I activate show horizontal scroll bar and show vertical scroll bar. So, and also show sheet tabs. These three must be activated, and then you can see these options again. And then get back to File, Options, and from all of this, the most important is the advanced one. And we're going to see it afterwards in more details. We have the customized ribbon, and this same window is easily to click here, and here I added more comments, and we entered with the same window. It shows me the quick access toolbar, and here I can customize the ribbon. For instance, I can do it as I have the view, the data review or help. I can create another ribbon with my name, or personalized with my number, with my name. So I don't need to be browsing here, back, and there. And I can use it when I need the most needed icons. So I can also create a personalized ribbon. So just go to see that, you go there to more commands, to options, or then go to options and find, and then you can see that. And then you have also these options that it's add more ins, add ins, and this shows me more elements that I'm going to see. For instance, Power Pivot, that is a very important tool that helps us to work with a big number of data. And I have another one that is Trust Center. Cancel. And now within the file you will see the options that it says account, and in accounts here you will see that is the version that I have. It's Microsoft 365, and these are the products that I use: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, Publisher, and Access. And here you can see is the version 365. Maybe when you open it, when you open yours, you will find 2019, 2010, 2016. This is my Microsoft option. It's convenient to have it one that is requires a payment. Why? Because all the files that you are working with are going to be kept on the cloud. If you pay just once a year, and then you are allowed to have a saving account of 1 terabyte. There you can save all your information. If for any reason somebody steals your laptop or your documents, you can recur to your terabyte that has all your documents in there. So, but it depends upon your decision. So just get out of here. So this is a summary of our work area, our main tools, and we are going to go deeper with more exercises, all related to Excel, and to understand better Excel. Excel is a powerful tool, one of the most used worldwide softwares, but from my own experience, I have more than 28 years teaching Excel, but this one is the most required at schools, academia, enterprises. So this is the best one for spreadsheets. And I would say that is the first program used in the administrative, in informatics, and in computers. So let's go to work with data 2. And here I'm going to place in and add some value 1, and some heading that says value 2, and enter another one that it will say total. So here I'm going to add some random numbers. And here on other one. Okay, and we're going to perform an operation. And so what I'm going to do is, let's going to take up total 1 first and just move it here. Then this just calculated. In Excel, if you add some text and one number, if I drag it from this small point, so it's if I drag it to the right, then the heading is kept, but it adds only the sequence of numbers. And then, so we're going to multiply these numbers. So just I place the cell where I want to get the result. All functions start with equal sign. Sometimes they work with the plus sign, but here I'm going to use the equal sign, and then yes, select number 2. But why is appear G6? Because it's located in the row number 6 and in the column number letter G. Well, what you need to do is just to select the cell where you want to do the operation or the function. We add with the 4, and then add the other one, and then I have the result. I've just multiplied 2 per 2. So what do? I just drag it downwards, and I get the multiplication of these values. So as long as I develop this function, see that all these numbers that are inserted here will appear in the formula bar. Or I can go also to the upper part. I can delete the formula and want to do a click and I multiply and just click on here. So this will be backwards and enter. If I want to modify here, I can do double click, so I can alter all the area. See that this has 2 colors. The first one is on blue and the second one is red. So Excel shows it with 2 colors. The other option is F2 or function F2 if your laptop doesn't work with that. So it's the function key with F2. So I would like to have the sum of these 3 values. So I just start again with an equal sign. I enter the sum function to make the addition, and I just do it, double click, and with the mouse I just select, close the brackets, and now again do the autofill, dragging downwards. And now if I would like to do another operation, here I open the value, then the minus sign, and then the other number. So I do it with enter. So now go backwards, downwards, and I have the values. For instance, if now I want to divide these values, so to divide Just click on equal, select the first value, enter with this slash, and then enter the other value. So that way I am doing the division, then drag it downwards and I have the values from the other one. If I want to see which one indicated, then it highlights that it shows me that this value comes from these two cells, from 4 and 8. So we have been doing the main operations, what is the multiplication, the addition, and the reduction. And then also it was deleted. Why? Because this is working with the information of this column. Since it has nothing, it will state it as an error. But I can also select the value that I want to use. For instance, this one, plus, and the other one. I just do it, enter. So I added G6 plus H6. The previous one, it was the adding operation. So I drag it downwards and these errors are solved. So these are the mathematics operators. Sum, if you would like to add the operator, also do the restriction. You have the division with the slash and the multiplication that is considered by asterisk. And if you notice, we have worked with using formulas and sometimes added in the sum function. So I can change it all this. Let's go to borders and open all borders. Now I can select all my headings and give it a form. For instance, I'm going to choose the filling color, also the text color, the fonts, and this is the means to select one. This happens when you need to expand the rows. But if I center them, I can move it up or move it downwards or put it in the middle, or maybe to the left or to the right. But it's better for me that it stays in the middle. So I have just applied a format. So you can highlight it also with bold, you can underline it or put it into italic fonts. So these are the basic functions. If I want to add a title in the upper part, for example, I'm going to add here values and also totals. So I do select all of this. I know that the title it was invading the column H, but you see here the formula is empty, but this is very big, only the headings. So I'm going to get back. I select these cells that are here, and in the upper part there is a button that it says combine and central. So I apply the same filling colors. I'm going to put it into italic, bold, and underline it. So I can expand also the font size. So just to center, just click here on the right side. So this button that it says central and combine, but if I do it, it's going to get back to the initial part. So this the same button is to combine, to merge, and to split it. So here, how do we have it in this part of the sheet? Because I put it my exercise here. So I can delete the previous columns and ready. Then if I click on Ctrl P, then you can see all the area that is going to be printed. So with this, we made a summary of everything that we're going to discuss on Excel. As long as we go deeper in Excel, you are going to discover some tips and tricks and learn how to use these options and tools. So let's get back and see us in the next video.